right, what's up everybody? So today we got a brand new episode. We are here in the Henderson, or actually the city of Henderson, and we're gonna meet these two brothers right here, Landon and Jesse. These guys flip $1 million homes out here in Las Vegas and Henderson, and we're gonna go through the whole flip process, and they're gonna show us inside detail what's going on. Come on, let's go. So look, they got the dumpsters. Looks like they're going through this whole rehab process right now, and they're in the beginning stages. They literally just had a team meeting. Now, when we came up here, dude, they had like a full crew. So this is amazing. Come on, let's go. All right, come on in, guys. All right, what's going on, my guys?
What is going on? How you doing, man?
Good, good. So everybody, this is Landon, and this is his brother, Jesse.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for
coming. What's up to everybody?
Thanks for coming, my man.
Appreciate it, man. So what's going on here? This thing is amazing. So I was telling the audience earlier that you guys flip properties here in Vegas, and I noticed you guys do like $1 million flips, right?
We love to do the luxury stuff.
Is that all you guys do?
It's not all we do. We definitely do homes all over town, all neighborhoods, and all price points, even down to like $100,000 condos. But our bread and butter and the stuff that we love doing is the $1-2 million range.
Okay, so let's talk about this property. Let's talk about the location first. What's going on with this location, and how did you guys actually find this property?
So first of all, I'm super tall up here talking to you guys, so come on up here with me. Yeah, there we go. Now we're on a stage.
I got like super tall. These guys are like super tall.
we're in Anthem Country Club.
Okay.
One of the best neighborhoods here in Henderson, as you may know.
Yeah.
It's a very high-end neighborhood. It is a country club, so there's a golf course for the community and a country club privileges with a big association. So we love that factor of it. It's a great luxury neighborhood here in Vegas. And we bought this property off the MLS, as we do a lot of our flips.
Wow, wait. Let's talk about the MLS. What is the MLS for all the viewers here?
Sure. So one thing that you'll see a lot of real estate investors talk about is the way they acquire properties. And a lot of them spend marketing dollars to go direct to seller. So they get in contact with that seller and they buy the house. Our business is fundamentally different from that in that we actually use the multiple listing service, which is the website that all realtors list and sell their properties through. And so we essentially look for and buy almost all of our flips straight off that MLS.
That is amazing, because a lot of investors out there, they do not like to purchase properties off the MLS. They just like to purchase direct. They send out letters and they just find a deal.
Most of the investors out there will tell us, you're crazy if you do buy a property on the MLS. There's no margins to be made on the MLS. We bought over 250 properties off the MLS, and we've made money on almost every single one.
Wow. How long have you guys been around?
We started our business going on our 6th year, but 2016, so 5 years officially.
And I believe you're a native here, right? Is that
we are. We're both born and raised in Las Vegas.
Yep.
And Arizona State. And
Chapman University, Orange County, baby.
Okay. And you guys went to school, a bachelor's in business, correct?
Business and entrepreneurship, yep.
So how did you guys actually get into real estate? That's the thing.
So there's an interesting story. Our dads have actually been real estate guys for forever. And so they've done all kinds of stuff here in town. They actually started the largest chain of barred pubs here in Nevada called PT's Pub. So
I'm pretty familiar with that.
If you're around Vegas, you have to know PT's. You've driven by 1,000 of them.
There's one on every corner. So.
They also started an investment business similar to ours, flipping residential properties. They got into industrial land, flipping land, but we've always been around real estate, so we always knew that eventually that would be something we get into.
All right, so let's talk about this property here. What's the square footage on this, bedrooms and bathrooms?
Sure.
So when we bought this property, it was 4,500 square feet. But we're going to show you what we did today that added an extra 175 square feet to the property, which brought us almost another $100,000 in value.
So if you're adding square footage, I'm sure you have to pull permits and all that, right?
Correct. For that type of renovation or that type of activity, you definitely want to be pulling permits for it.
So show me, what's going on right here? I mean, everything is getting muddied all up. It looks like you opened some things up. So show us around.
That's one of the biggest things that we did. So starting from the front door right here, if you can kind of see the floor plan and the print where
Okay.
the walls were also matching up to the ceiling.
Okay.
You walked into an incredibly closed off house.
Yeah.
For a house of this size and of this magnitude and price point, that just does not fly.
Yeah.
We also did not have that wall open.
Okay.
So you walked in your front door, you couldn't see much at all,
Yeah.
which was a major problem.
Oh,
We
interesting.
actually had a bar, a hangout area, a powder bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
half of a dining room, all in the middle of this space, which all closed it off.
Okay. So how do you know if it's like a retaining wall or anything like that?
That's,
So-
yeah,
yeah,
that's
go
the
ahead.
amazing thing about this house is we were expecting a ton of load-bearing walls
Yeah.
or retaining walls in here. Amazingly enough, none of these walls, interior of the home, were load-bearing.
Okay.
And how you would know is if there's king studs in each spot,
Okay.
which is multiple studs put
Yeah.
together in one that can carry a heavy load from the roof. We saved a ton of money because we were able to take every wall down without it being load-bearing.
But that can be the scary part about
Yeah.
buying a house like this, is because really the only way to know is to cut a hole in the drywall. And I'm not going to do that until I own the house.
Yes.
So I really have to buy it and be fully invested before I know what I can actually do.
And we bought this house, just to jump into some of the numbers on it,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
$1.425 million.
So is that what you bought it for, or is that what you're selling it?
That's what we bought it for.
Yes.
Wow, that's a pretty big, that's kind of scary. So, you know, after said and done, what do you think this property is going to be worth?
We're using actually a direct comp on the street
Yeah.
that sold right around the time that we bought this, and that puts us anywhere from between 2.1 to 2.2 million.
So let me ask you this, on the MLS, how are you getting such a great deal on the MLS when it's very competitive?
It's really just all about negotiation. So
Yeah.
what's similar to our business in the other investors that do direct to seller marketing is we treat those MLS properties like leads.
Okay.
We may submit an offer and not get accepted right away, communicate with that agent,
Yeah.
follow up, maybe send them another offer, do a little bit better, and this may take 2, 3, 4 months before that seller and that agent actually come around to accepting our offer.
Yeah,
Now-
it's just another numbers game.
Yeah.
You know, it really is.
So is it better or more enticing for the listing agent for them to double in the commission? Is that what you guys do?
We
Or
don't do
you-
it all the time.
Okay.
It is an enticing factor.
Yeah.
So if the deal just can't be done any other way, that's something that we'll offer.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we don't need to do it. And we actually take advantage of keeping that commission and we tie half of that into the deal, which makes it a little bit better.
Gotcha. Now, let's talk about some of the things that you guys are going to put to this property. So what's going on here? Because we got this kitchen, we got the island, and it looks like you guys did some more pre-wiring, right? What's going on here?
Yeah, so we have some amazing stuff going on with this kitchen. We did a complete rebuild of this whole area.
Okay.
So standing right in the middle of the kitchen here, you see this pony wall?
Yeah.
This is gonna be a 12-foot long by 5-foot wide waterfall island right in the middle of the kitchen. It's gonna be a showpiece.
Hey, you guys got to tell me. 2 dishwashers?
2 dishwashers.
Yep.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. 2 dishwashers.
Let's go.
Both sides of the sink. But what's really crazy is you got to look at some before and afters
Yeah,
of
yeah,
this
yeah.
because the kitchen actually started here and only went to that
Oh,
wall.
wow. So it was
Very
pretty
narrow,
tight, yeah.
small kitchen, and it left a big empty space of a dining room behind this wall.
Okay.
So by getting rid of some of that wall along with all the other stuff, we were able to add almost 10 feet to this kitchen and add a full walk-in pantry as well.
wow.
The cool thing about this pantry is once it's all installed, we're gonna have countertop fridge right here, all with cabinetry. This is actually gonna be a hidden door.
Okay.
It's gonna look and blend in with all of the cabinets,
nice.
walk right into a hidden full pantry.
Now, who's coming up with all this type of design? It's got to be somebody.
We do.
Yeah.
We do all the design ourselves.
You guys do design.
We pretty much just bang our heads together until we come up with a good idea, and then we implement it, and we roll with it.
Obviously, you guys got to get inspired by something. Like, where's all
Right.
this inspiration coming from? Because I see some of your homes.
Yeah.
I look at it and I'm like, man, these are some showcases. I'm looking
And
at.
we go through
Thank
the
you.
online websites. We tour a lot of properties in town. Yeah, thank you. And that's where we get our design. And we've been around real estate for a long time, like we said. So naturally, we could look at a space and figure out what we want to do with it.
We tour a lot of new builds, tour a lot of other investors' flips, and pick in place ideas that we like into our homes.
So how do you know what the consumer is actually looking for? How do you keep up with that trends?
So that's something that touring new builds is actually really helpful for because they're always trying to be up on the trends and up on what's popular, and they're the freshest item, freshest product on the market. So if we're able to tour like high-end or similar price point new builds, we can get ideas of what they're putting in for those clients and put them in our homes.
Okay. So I take it you're probably putting 42 upper cabinets. What type of cabinetries are you guys actually adding here?
Yeah, so we're putting in 42 uppers, but we're not stopping there. We're actually going to put another 24-inch cabinet above it and backlight the whole uppers.
Okay. What about the cabinets underneath? You guys are putting lights underneath
so
as well?
Under cabinet lighting here, and then what we're going to do here is most people would put a 36-inch range.
Yeah.
We're actually going to put a 48-inch range in here.
Oh, is that 6 burners total?
I think it's 8 burners and a block or something like that.
And 2 ovens.
Okay. What brand are you guys putting over here?
Is it a Thor?
I think it is a Thor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good brand.
Wow. So let's talk about homes at this price point. You can't just use any type of materials, right?
Definitely not.
So there's certain materials that an average person that if they're spending $2 to $3 million, they're pretty savvy as a buyer. They know what to look for. So are you guys cutting costs on certain areas, or are you just going high end on every single item? Like, how does that work?
On a house like this, you can't cut corners because you're dealing with a very savvy buyer. When we're talking about the $2 million plus resale range, these people know what they're looking at and they know what they're talking about.
Yeah. There are opportunities though to shop around, and instead of using a tile that happens to be Italian tile and it's $12 a square foot, I could spend some time and shop around and find that for maybe half of that price and gives me the same look.
Okay.
So we do that occasionally, but definitely when it comes to stuff like appliances, countertops, things that you notice right away that we know clients are looking for, we can't skimp at all.
Okay. Let's talk about the flooring. What type of flooring are you guys putting on here?
This is actually going to be a really large format tile.
Okay.
We were going to use a VCT tile, which is kind of a vinyl composite tile. It's a really popular item nowadays, but we just felt like with this price point over $2 million, we have to go with a more upgraded floor and tile it.
Okay. Ooh, that's going to look nice. What about the textures of the walls? What are you doing on that?
So the wall texture is going to be the standard orange peel texture.
Okay.
To go through this house and smooth coat the whole thing is an extreme job.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't fit that within the budget here.
Yeah.
We had a $300,000 renovation budget, and we're going to get damn near hitting that.
Well, let's talk about budget.
Yeah.
You flipped over 250 homes. How many times would you say you actually go over budget?
Almost every time.
250.
Oh, really?
Now, the degree of which we go over might be very little, and that's where we kind of feel like a success, because houses love to surprise you. They love to hide things behind the walls, and that's just inevitable. But if we can be only a few percentage points over our initial budget, we find that a success. Homes that are in the custom range where we actually have more breathing room to do some custom stuff, they end up going 10, 20, 30% over that initial budget, which hurts a little bit, but at the end, we know the product is worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's making the decisions last minute too. Like we had VCT in here the whole time, which would have been almost $30,000 less. And we once we had this opened up and drywalled, we looked at it and we just said, you know what? We have to go with the most high-end flooring we could put in a house like this, and that's that 24 by 48 tile. So decision, we didn't really want to spend that much more, but at the end of the day, it's what the house deserves.
Okay. What's the average days in the market for this neighborhood?
They're actually not too bad. This is the luxury side of things, and the luxury normally has been taking a long time, but due to the fact there's just no inventory, nothing to choose from, and then when we go put a really top-notch property
It goes in 24 hours.
Right,
I would expect that we're going to be under the average for the neighborhood, which is probably maybe a month to a month and a half. We're probably going to be a couple weeks, I would expect at the latest.
Okay. What's going on with this? Show us what's up.
So
with
now
this
that the kitchen's completely reformatted,
Okay.
we got rid of our peninsula that blocked off your area. So now you can
close here.
now you can walk right into the living room. And we've actually come up with a pretty simple, but it's a cool design that we've done a lot on our homes recently. We've gotten really good feedback on them. Usually you'd see people tile the full wall, just a flat wall, and they put a TV on it. We actually like to give them this sort of pony wall. It allows the stager and the end buyer to come in and see some decorations and see plants or pottery and stuff all over it. It allows just another element of design where you can actually stage it and make it look a little bit better.
I think that's a good idea because now you have the option to give that buyer some room if they wanted to do some cabinets or something like that.
They could totally do that.
I think that's great.
Our plan right here is actually a 2 different tile look. So we're going to have tile on the floor that's a very light gray color. The same manufacturer makes a tile that's more like a dark charcoal.
Yeah.
That's going to go wrapping around this pony wall, and then we're going to pick up with the gray behind the TV and behind 6 free-floating shelves on either side.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really cohesive all the way through, and that's what we really wanted to focus on with this house is just cohesiveness. Not a lot of different colors throughout. So the shelves here will be natural wood.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to have the same natural wood shelves on either side of the hood bin too in the kitchen. So
let's talk about this fireplace. What brand are you guys using for this?
So this is a Dynasty brand, and that's just the name of the manufacturer. Yeah. There's a number of names that you could go by. The one thing that we like about it is that they make a 100-inch long LED. And this is one of the biggest that we've put in, and we really love that.
What I like about this too, you have the option to change every single color.
Yeah.
That you, whatever color you want, it's all here. So I think this is pretty cool. But it does give off some BTU too,
right?
It does. Heat, which is cool.
Yeah. All right. So is this going to be like the dining room? What is this whole area right here? What is this going to be utilized?
This is the main family room of the house.
Right.
So this is the main entertainment room of the house. The dining room is actually going to be one of the most focal points of the hall, right when you walk in. So check that out.
Okay. Cool.
There's actually a good story about this dining room too.
Okay, let's hear it. What's going on?
So if you can kind of see, the floors are a little bit dirty.
Yep.
But right about here, there's a concrete pour line.
Okay.
This was the exterior wall of the house. So I would be walking through a door into a patio, which was at that level.
Oh, wow.
We actually poured this up, added square footage to the house, and moved the wall back about 12 feet here.
I guess that would make sense because all this would have been just dead space anyway.
Dead space.
And you still have all this. I actually like that. Who came up with this idea? I mean, this is creative.
So the contractor that's working on the job helped us out here, but we really wanted, when you walk in, the most wide open space possible.
Yeah.
And so we had to have the biggest door. So this is a 22-foot by 8-foot tall sliding glass door.
What color is this? Black or white?
Black.
Okay, and I'm sure it's aluminum.
Yep.
Look at top notch. I do love that.
That's definitely top notch, but also the decision to do this is actually a little more calculated. By pouring this up and including it in the house, that's where you were mentioning, we're going to add probably $75,000 to $100,000 worth of square footage value.
Have you guys thought of doing a zero threshold all the way across, or why did you guys just leave this like this?
It's quite expensive to pour up stuff, so we figured since there's a door there, that's a natural transition for a step. It could have been pushed out there and stepped down there, but we did save a little bit by keeping it right here.
And are these all the original windows throughout?
These are the original windows.
Yes, that door was repurposed. It was actually right about here, so we were able to use that, but everything else is original.
Oh, I like that. You recycled the door.
We did, right.
Okay.
And so now this is our dining room area.
Okay.
We have a dedicated area right in front when you walk in.
Yep.
We're actually going to build down a floating ceiling with lights into it, so it's kind of going to frame the dining table a little bit.
Perfect. Okay, nice. So what do we got back over here?
Oh, yeah.
So this is amazing.
Very cool.
What's going on here? Right here.
Yeah, so this is going to be amazing. This is going to be our formal office of the house. So what we have here is when you walk in, we have a lot of glass going in this space.
Okay.
So where Jesse's at here, a fixed glass panel, floor to ceiling.
Okay.
Where we're at right here, double glass doors.
Nice.
With extended black handles on them. And then what we really love is this area right here. I'm standing inside of a wine cellar. So we're going to have a double-sided glass wine cellar here with double doors opening to this side.
Now, is this just to stage the wine glasses, or is it just...
Bottles.
I'm sorry, bottles.
Yeah.
Now, is it going to be chilled?
It's not going to be chilled, it's just going to be staged.
But it's
so
going to
it's
be
just
fully
showcase.
glassed in, so
nice.
an installation of a refrigerator unit could happen down the road.
Okay.
But what's really cool is that it's such like a visual pass-through.
Yeah.
It lets light in, but the bottle holders are wire racks.
Oh,
so they're
that's gonna look nice.
right into the ground to the ceiling, and they're basically like floating bottles.
And
all
what
the
I
way
like
down.
about this, you got the lights shining down on it.
Yes,
That's
yes.
great. How thick is that glass going to be over here?
Probably,
It's going to be half-inch thick.
yeah.
Okay.
Pretty
That's
thick
a,
glass.
yeah, decent size.
But imagine sitting here, you're working, and you get to look out to the entire rest of the house through the big glass door to the outside as well. It's such a bright, beautiful space to work from.
I noticed you guys didn't put a floor outlet here. Is there a reason why?
No, honestly, I've never installed those before.
Okay.
When we find them in a house, we leave them. We just work around them. But no, it's something I don't really think about.
Okay, cool. So basically, where would your desk go? Just facing down this way?
Yeah,
Is
so
that the whole idea?
The desk will be here, facing this way.
Okay.
What we have on this back wall is we're going to actually trim this back wall out with wood trim.
Okay.
In equal squares. And these are 4 wall sconces that will be lining the back wall as well. So
it's a nice backdrop.
Beautiful look. Yeah.
Probably going to have it right behind your desk there.
With all this design, somebody's got to do some sort of rendering, or you guys just putting paper to napkin or pencil to.
You know, a lot of times
how does that work?
we
kind
actually
of are.
You know
a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
times we just go freestyle on it, but sometimes we'll find a picture or take a picture of something we like and just tell them we want to modify it in this way, but here's your reference. That's the easiest way to communicate with the contractors.
Okay. And how often are you checking up on your contractors? Because obviously when I came here today, you had the team meeting here. So is it like once a week or?
We try to get out to our properties a little less often now because we've hired a construction manager. He is pretty dedicated and tries to get to every property at least once or twice a week.
Okay. So with all the projects that you guys have going on right now, right? How do you manage all the projects? And I'm sure you got more than one contractor, right?
Yeah, we do.
And like Jesse said, so we hired a project manager on probably about 9 months ago. Before that, you're looking at who did everything.
Really?
We analyzed every deal, we walked every property, we designed every property, and we managed construction on every property.
And we sold every property.
And we sold every property. So we did everything ourselves. But finally we started hiring out and delegating these tasks to other people. And since we've done that, we've 4x'd our business. It's been great.
So now we have a construction manager dealing with construction projects and management. We have a listing agent, so when the homes are done, goes to the listing agent, gets sold on the market. Our acquisition team finds them, locks them up, and gets them under contract for us without our involvement.
Okay.
And we have an office admin who takes care of all the financing and funding for everything. So everything happens around us, and it pretty much just waits for us to give green light, red light on each project.
Oh, I like that. That's the true boss right there.
Right. How to scale your business.
All right, so what do we got down over here?
Let's hit the master.
Okay, cool. So is the master to the right?
Yes.
Right?
Well, if you guys want to get technical, the primary. I'm sorry, guys.
So before we even go all the way in, you're actually standing where the door used to be.
Right here.
This was kind of like a dead space. It didn't really do anything for us. We moved the door back. So now you kind of have this more of like a formal entrance into your master, lower cabinets, sconce lights, place to kind of put your things down as you walk into the room. It's just a little added feature.
Wow, I like this. Look at this.
Big room.
It's nice and open.
Yeah, what you notice about the house is the height of the ceiling.
Yeah.
Of course, the height of the ceilings makes every house feel much bigger, and all the rooms feel a lot bigger.
You know what I noticed? Homes that were built around this time period, and I think this was what, 2000, right? Somewhere
Some are real after,
I noticed when consumers come in and build a home, they don't really use too much lighting. That's where they cut the cost.
Right.
But I see that you guys did the 4-can lightings and the pre-wire for the ceiling fan.
We're dropping a lot of lights in this house because of that fact, is most of the rooms, and especially once we opened it up, they didn't have any sort of lighting for the space.
And it looks like you guys did another built-in, all right?
Yep.
That's really nice.
This is going to look just like the one in the main family room as well, same tile as that one. So once again, that cohesiveness through the entire house.
All right. So what else do we have here?
So you get over to the master bath.
It's more of a spa than a bath.
That's what I was about to say. Look at this.
So right as you walk in, you're going to be passing by 2 barn-style doors for your toilet room, and then I think that's the her closet, right? So you pass by those doors before you even get into the bathroom.
Okay.
And what's so cool about this is we're going to have 8-foot glass panel.
Yep.
36-inch door here, so a wall of glass. And we're going to actually put the freestanding tub inside the shower with the faucet coming off the wall. And then we have 2 shower heads here with the waterfall as well.
Wow. What made you guys decide to put that soapbox right over
That's
there?
actually wrong. I'm glad you pointed that out because we just talked about this yesterday. They haven't made the adjustment yet. But since this is an exterior wall and we have all of our controls here, we couldn't put a niche in where it's facing you. So we're actually putting 2 really large niches in either side here.
And they're on both sides.
And we'll fill them with the pan tile so they kind of coincide.
And what type of tiles you guys are doing on this one?
I wonder if we have any samples here. I don't think we do, but we're using a really, again, large format tile we feel like is a little bit more upgraded. It's a 24 by 48 Carrera looking tile for the shower itself.
Nice. Okay. Now I noticed the backyard looks pretty nice. I want to go out there and show us what's going on out there.
It's awesome backyard.
All right, let's go. I'll follow you guys. Okay.
So when we bought this,
all the way up.
the fact that that was all closed off, you walked in your front door and you couldn't see any of this was just criminal. So that was our number one choice. Our number one decision was to open that up, put 25 feet of glass, so you can see all of this stuff as soon as you walk in the house.
Okay. Was this already like this, or did you guys do any add-ons or anything like that?
We haven't touched this yard yet,
Are you
which
serious?
is amazing. So the one place we were able to actually save on this house is the rear yard and all the landscape. Look at how beautiful it is.
No, it's gorgeous.
The lot actually goes all the way up to the corner, and there's various little patios where you could have seating tables, fire pits, all the way up there, and you have a view of the city. But the backyard in total has, around the side, a full putting green, a basketball court, that whole area for fire pits and tables, pool, spa, slide, palapas to hang out under. Like, what else does this backyard need?
How large is this lot?
This is 3/4 of an acre.
Wow. So you definitely have enough room to play around.
Oh yeah.
Here, that's pretty cool.
Should we take a hike to the top of the mountain?
Let's do it. You ready,
Let's
Rudy?
go.
All right.
Let's do it.
It's a hot day. Let's do it. This would be a good little, what do you, yeah.
Fast forward.
Yeah.
So you got a little...
If you make the hike up here, you got to hang out here for a little while.
Yeah, that's true. Enjoy the sun.
But
Definitely a nice
as
view.
opposed to leaving this just dirt, just as a hill, and not utilizing it all,
Yeah.
it's really nice that the previous owner actually took the time to pour some pads and give them the option to do anything up here if you wanted to. Because otherwise, it's just wasted.
Yeah, it's a cool little escape up here.
Now let me ask you this. You have some homes over here. Looking down into your property, do you think that would affect the value a little bit?
Definitely a consideration when we bought this house. Normally, if we're getting into a golf course community, guard gated, we want it on the course with a view. And although this kind of has a view from this corner, the thing that it definitely does have is that intrusion from people looking down. But we noticed when you're down there, they actually planted some trees, put those palapas up. So when you're actually down there, looking up through the houses isn't as easy as you think.
Yeah.
And also, when you own a $2.2 million house,
You ain't
look
hanging
all
out.
you want, you know?
Not only that, their setback is probably so far
They
back
are.
with the pool. There's no room to come on
They'd
to the
have to
edge and look.
stand on the edge of their fence to truly look at what we're doing down here.
Plus, their view is out there.
Yeah.
I mean, why would they be concerned with what's right under them there? They're looking at the city.
Now, guys, look, I'm going to say this. Somebody that's out there that's watching this, that's getting into the first flip or trying to get in, is there something that you could share with the audience that maybe just a tip or something like that?
I love that. I love talking to new investors that are jumping into the market, jumping into investing. So we definitely love giving you guys help, and we definitely love giving you guys tips. The one thing I can say is double, triple, quadruple analyze. And don't do it yourself. Go ask an agent. Ask a mentor. Ask someone to look at the numbers with you, other than just assuming that you know them and they check out, because you can easily make a mistake by just assuming you're correct.
Yeah, and the only other thing I could add to that is reach out to the experts. We're always here to help. You know, we've been helped by so many experts and so many mentors. Get yourself a mentor, someone that's going to push you to make that step, that leap of faith, and don't be scared to step off the edge and take that leap.
And guys, I'm going to have their link in the description below to all their social media. What I want you guys to do is actually go to that description, hit that subscribe button, follow these dudes, because they know what they're doing. This is the top notch right here.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
All right, hey, you guys want to end it? End the video. Go
All
ahead.
right, cool.
Until then,
We'll see you on the flip side.